we've been learning all about Goldilocks and the Three Bears, and we read this brilliant book by Michael Rosen called Goldilocks and the Three Crocodiles. Now, I want all of you to think about your own story. It could be Goldilocks and the Three, or you might change Goldilocks into someone else. Okay, any ideas?
Yes!
Once upon a time, there was a beautiful little dark blue octopus called Goldilocks. She lived with her family in a small house made of dark volcanic rocks. One day, Goldilocks was swimming with her cousins when she saw a pretty black cave. The door was open, so she decided to go in. Once inside, she noticed that there were 3 pink oyster chairs. Goldilocks wiggled onto the first chair. "It's too huge!" shouted Goldilocks as the shell started to swallow her. It was too heavy, but she managed to swim out. Then she used her tentacles to get into the next shell. "It's too slimy," protested Goldilocks, sliding around. Finally, she swam onto the last shell. "Ah, it's just perfect," smiled Goldilocks. After 10 minutes of resting, her stomach started to grumble. Goldilocks looked around and saw 3 plates of seaweed on a shiny shelf. Greedily, she gobbled the first plate, which was full of salty seaweed. "Ew, it's too salty," complained Goldilocks, shaking her tentacles. As she was still hungry, Goldilocks tasted the second plate, which contained seaweed and Tabasco sauce. "Milk, milk! It's too spicy!" screamed Goldilocks, feeling her throat boil. Finally, she tasted the last plate, which was full of seaweed and delicious nuts. "Ah, it's so good!" Goldilocks shouted happily. After eating, she felt exhausted, so the little octopus looked for a bed to sleep. There were 3 beds, so Goldilocks tried the first one. "Ow, it's too hard," complained Goldilocks. She swam towards the second bed. "It's too slippery," cried Goldilocks sadly. She was very tired, so she got on the last bed. "Oh, this one is so soft," sighed Goldilocks, sleeping on the bed. 2 hours later, she awoke to see 3 mermaids in front of her.
"Who has been sitting on our shelves?"
shouted the mini mermaid.
"Who has been eating our food?"
screamed the big sister mermaid.
"Who has been sleeping in our beds and it's still there?"
cried the mommy mermaid. Goldilocks shot ink into the room and swam away quickly. When she was home, she felt sad and wrote the mermaids a note to say sorry. They told her that it was okay and they could be friends. The next month, they invited her to a party in their house. This time, she sat on the shelves, ate their food, and slept in their beds with permission.
Any more ideas? Yes.
Once upon a time, there was a huge green dinosaur called Goldilocks. He lived with his grandmother in a small dark cave. One day, Goldilocks was flying through the sky when he noticed a big brown house with an orange door. Goldilocks wondered what was inside, so he swooped down into the green grass. Something caught his eye. It was a shiny magic key. Carefully, he picked it up with his sharp teeth and used it to open the special door. The door creaked open slowly. Inside there were 3 different chairs. Goldilocks jumped up and sat on one of them. "It's too wobbly," shouted Goldilocks, belly flopping onto the floor. Then he attempted the second chair. "It's too hard," protested Goldilocks, crying a little. Finally, he sat on the last chair. "Ah, it's just right," smiled Goldilocks. After about 5 minutes, his tummy started to rumble. Goldilocks looked around and saw 3 bowls on a red and yellow table. Greedily, he grabbed the first bowl, which was full of spaghetti. "Oh, it's too hot," complained Goldilocks, panting blogs. As he was still hungry, Goldilocks tried the second bowl, which contained wasabi peas. "Water, water! It's too spicy!" screamed Goldilocks, losing his voice. Finally, he tasted the last bowl, which was full of big brown meatballs. "Oh my goodness, it's perfect!" Goldilocks said happily. After all that delicious food, he felt very tired. So the dinosaur looked for a bed to have a little nap. There were 3 beds, so Goldilocks tried the first one because it was the closest to him. "Ouch, it's not comfortable," complained Goldilocks. He glided towards the second bed. It's too bouncy," cried Goldilocks angrily, feeling very tired. He tried the last bed. Ooh, this one is really comfy," yawned Goldilocks, relaxing on the bed. After 10 seconds, Goldilocks started to snore loudly. Suddenly, there was a loud noise and some fire appeared.
Who has been sitting in our chairs?
Screamed a little voice.
Who has been eating our food?
Shouted a bigger voice.
Who has been sleeping in our beds and is still there?
Explained the biggest voice, waking up poor Goldilocks.
Ah!
Screamed Goldilocks, looking at the 3 dragons. Angrily, they chased the scared dinosaur out of their house and out of their lives forever.